You know, that's
No one cares, Rob.
only my take of what yesterday was like.
And my take is that no one cares about your fantasy football team.
But that was just my take. And now I go to you for not just one, but all the takes.
Hello.
Hi, Pat.
You ready?
I guess so.
You seemed a lot more excited about this last night when you forced me at 10 o'clock to
I'll let you know how excited I am when we're done. No, I am excited for this.
to do this segment.
I only have so much excitement I can dole out, and if the holiday wheel may have taken all my excitedness out of me, but let's go.
Okay, excuse me.
No, here, come on, bring
No,
it back. Bring it back, Pat.
Don't start rushing this segment. Okay.
Then whenever you're ready.
Well, thank you.
How's that?
Thank you.
Okay.
You can't rush to Twitter. Head on over to our Twitter account at 975 Mornings to see the wild ending between Ball State and Western Michigan. Now, I doubt that there are many diehard Ball State fans listening out there. Who's the most famous Ball State alumni?
What sport are we talking, first of all?
Football.
Basketball or football?
Basketball. No, football.
Oh, football? Okay.
Get your mind out of basketball for once.
Most famous Ball State alum?
Yeah. Come on, Bobby.
Well, it's
David Letterman.
oh, yeah, of course. My fault.
I doubt that there are many diehard Ball State fans listening out there or diehard Broncos fans. I don't know. You know, maybe Jason Babin still lives in the area. But chances are you probably missed the ending to this game that is basically the 2020 version of the Stanford Band. It's wild. And it's on our Twitter account at 975 Mornings. That's where you can find us. So head on over there. This video is absolutely worth your time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Western Michigan thought that the game was over, and it looked like it was, but the ball actually fumbled out, and Ball State ends up taking it, having to maneuver through Western Michigan players that ran on the field and then had to run off of it, and then they ended up scoring the game-winning touchdown. It's a wild video.
Look at it right now while you're talking, because you are the center of my attention as we speak.
But it's definitely worth your time.
Okay.
Keeping with Twitter, I can tell you from firsthand experience that running a social media account for a brand can suck at times, especially when it's a football team and that team is getting crushed. Or, for example, and this is hype, your radio station sucks and it's only a matter of time before you're changing formats to adult contempo. You want to tell that guy that he's wasting his time and he needs a hug, but you usually just have to ignore that comment because negative comments are few and far between on the internet, Bob. But when a team is playing poorly, fans tend to voice their displeasure at the poor social media guy. And that's what happened when the University of Miami got crushed over the weekend by UNC. UNC beat Miami 62-26. And as you can imagine, the Hurricane fan base was none too pleased. So the social media coordinator did something bold. He turned off the ability to reply to tweets. Problem solved, right? I mean, that's all you got to do. Wrong, Cooney. Problem not solved at all.
What happened?
Fans can still quote tweet. Some of the best responses were, the best response was from Adam ATL Lynn, who said, quote, social media guy turning off comments. He was the only cane to stop anything today. It was arguably the worst decision the University of Miami has made since putting on fatigues. It was a bad one. Yeah, it was rough.
Didn't North Carolina run for like 700 yards in that game?
It was, yeah.
I think they had two guys go. One of the
guy had over
300, and another guy went for like 230-some.
Yeah, so the social media guy's just trying to go, all right. Because you got to figure a lot of the time, the social media person is a fan of the team.
All right, well, let me ask you. You're our social media guy, and you do a phenomenal job, and I kid you not out there. I know I mess with Egan all the time. You do a phenomenal job with it. If you were in that position, what should he have done?
You don't
take it like a man?
Off. Yeah, you don't.
You just take it like a man?
You don't read the comments. So, for example, this whole season of the Eagles, I don't know if you've been following the team, but it's been pretty bad.
Philadelphia Eagles?
Yes.
They won yesterday.
It's been pretty bad.
Okay.
And this whole season, anytime I, from my personal account, am tweeting out anything during the game, anything you put out, people are going to be in a bad mood because the team's getting crushed.
Yes.
I just usually skip the comments. I don't even read them.
Really? Really, Pat?
No, because
of two of the people I know that respond mostly, it's you and Jamie Lynch.
During the regular Monday through Saturday or whatever, I will respond to pretty much everybody.
Okay.
During the game this season, I've gotten the habit of not even looking because the chances are whatever you say is going to, and it could be right, but whatever you say is going to get a LOL. It's the stupidest comment I've ever heard. And you just don't want to, there's no point of arguing with people because they're so emotional because of the football game.
Right.
Yeah, or you run into the this age poorly crowd.
Oh, yeah. My recent favorite trend
Connor.
is when somebody will put out the clown emoji, and it usually comes from a jackass.
Wow.
I mean, every time that you see Connor, because like you run the Twitter account, like when when you're producing Devon at night or something, so you can attest to this. Anytime you see someone put clown tweet and it's the clown emoji, the person's usually a jackass. It's usually a moron making a stupid. Oh, you're such a clown! Like that's like the new soy boy. That's the new triggered. It's like, oh, let me use the clown emoji. Duh, duh, duh.
Yeah, look, disagreement is great. That's why we have these jobs that we have. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why with a lot of people it turns
personal quickly.
Personal, I'll never take, and just nasty.
Yeah, Twitter's.
What's wrong with saying like, hey, I hear your point, but I don't know.
Twitter's a cesspool. I mean, I couldn't even put out that I had COVID and
well, you had somebody come at you.
Yeah, I had to get a guy say like, you suck. Which I cracked up. I actually sometimes I'll actually laugh at the negative comments, and that time I kind of cracked up because it's like as you laid out earlier, the guy has a picture of his family. His Twitter
That's like,
bio.
Here's a picture of me, my wife, and my 3 kids, and I'm telling somebody they suck when they have COVID.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I often want to say that. Hey, show your tweet to your kids.
Yeah, appreciate the comment.
I would love for your kid to look up at you and say, Dad, why did you say that?
But sometimes, like during a bad outing, like for this situation, your University of Miami's getting crushed or the Eagles getting crushed.
Yeah, that was.
You're way more angry and you're more willing to go at people. So just to nip that in the bud, I've gotten off of that.
North Carolina had 2 guys rush for a combined 546 yards or something like that. 44 yards. That's
it wasn't a good outing from former Temple head coach Manny Diaz.
Okay, so where are we going now, Pat?
Well, Bob, you're a father.
Uh-huh.
You've got 4 kids that we're aware of.
I do.
And having a beer with your son when he turns 21 is a time-honored tradition. Now, my dad didn't want to spend time with me, and he claimed that he quit alcohol and then he changed his number. And
you don't drink, so there's all that going against it for you.
Because I'm waiting for my dad to get back, hit me back up, and then we can enjoy a beer together.
I'll take you out, dude. You can call me Dad for a day. I'll take you out. Come on, we'll get a beer.
Oh God,
there you go.
Right?
No.
I just hit you in the feels. Like, look at you.
No.
You're all...
No.
Yeah, Connor, you see him?
No.
He was glowing.
Sentiment there.
It really was. He's glowing right now. There's
Bobby,
a twinkle in your eye.
We don't have that relationship. No. I like to keep our
You call me
relationship
daddy.
From this got awkward and uncomfortable real
Can't
fast.
ask your coworkers out for drinks though, Bob. That's a little dangerous.
There you go.
I mean, the guy does have a show called Beers with Bob, so he's more than willing to drink with his coworkers. But anyway, this story isn't about me. It's about a guy named Matt Goodman. Goodman turned 21, but unfortunately, his father wasn't there to celebrate with Matt. His father passed away when he was 15. But even from the grave, Matt's dad found a way to share in the moment with Matt. Matt tweeted a photo of himself drinking a pint, and then he tweeted a photo of a pic of a $10 bill. And he explained that right before his father passed, his dad gave his sister the $10 bill to buy Matt his first beer when he turned 21. I guess his father had cancer. He knew, time was running short. So the $10 has stretched big time because when Budweiser found out about the story, they sent Matt a bunch of cases of Budweiser. Budweiser is the same brand, mind you, that made a bet with Lane Johnson in 2017 that if the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they'd buy everybody in the city a pint, so the good marketing continues for them. Matt was also inundated with people asking for his Venmo account so they could buy him a beer. But instead of taking the money, Matt instructed everyone to donate to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, saying that they helped his dad out a lot. So This is just an overall really feel-good story.
When I saw that picture on Twitter a couple of days ago, like it literally brought a tear to my eye. Like, here's a kid, and it was just so like laid back. He's just sitting at a bar. He's not dressed up or anything like that. And he, said basically, thanks, Dad, and told the story that you just told. That is awesome what he is doing. And his dad, I'm sure, being a dad, you want to be that guy to buy your kid the first beer when you're not going to be there. I bet you his dad couldn't have even envisioned how much his son got out of it.
No.
And is giving back for it.
And we just kind of talked about how social media can suck at times.
And it's great.
This is an example where social media is awesome because it raised a ton of money for this Cancer Institute. And obviously he gets a bunch of cases of beer out of it. Budweiser gets a good marketing campaign out of it. So it seems like it's a win-win for everybody. But it's definitely a feel-good story. All right, we'll move on. If you're an announcer or, for example, like a radio host, and you do this long enough, eventually you're going to say something pretty stupid. Like,
check.
Bob, you're not going to believe this. Some moron on Friday said that the Eagles will lose 40-22. And I bet that guy would like to take that proclamation back.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
The Saints are going to put up a 40 spot.
Oh, my God.
All right.
This
It's
is-
okay.
No, it's too late. It's too late. Just don't screw up the next one. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, Mike, like,
All right. It's
I'm
live
embarrassed.
radio. What are you going to do?
this is the man that I wanted to do all the takes.
Yes.
And it turns
Sorry,
out
it wasn't good enough.
It turns out
You
were
wanted
right.
him to do it because he couldn't sabotage you while you were
It
doing
turns out you were right, Bob. I introduced the audience to Stacy King. King was on the Bulls, but has since turned his career into color commentating for the team. He's been doing it since 2006, and I couldn't find out if King is married, but my guess is his wife has been taking the whole 6 feet apart mandate very seriously because King is thirsty. That's the only takeaway one could get from an innocuous Noah Vonleh dunk during a preseason game when Stacy, who's supposed to take the viewer through the play, instead took the viewer through his life. Take a listen.
Oh, no. Wow. Open your mouth wide and take it.
Now is the time to tell me if we dumped that or not, because clearly King was,
Yeah.
Now look, we don't kink shame on this show, but this man is in desperate need to pony up for the Brazzers account. Once again, not hating, it's just an observation. But it didn't really go over that great.
I can imagine why.
Kind of swept the internet a little bit by storm.
Uh-huh.
Because it's just such an interesting thing to say during, as I said, an innocuous Noah Vonleh dunk.
Yeah, there's no spin on that.
No.
There's nothing
No.
that could have been.
No.
No, there's one thing on the man's mind.
It's like he had a line that he had to get out there for some reason. And for some reason, he thought that was the time to do it.
I mean, I guess you try your new material during the preseason, right? The Eagles.
Everybody's a little rusty, Pat.
Yeah, we might as well. But we all know what was on Stacy King's mind. I don't know if he's made a comment since. I honestly don't want to hear it.
Yeah, me neither.
I just want
No.
to let this. It's kind of like knowing if he has a wife or not. Like I'd rather just not know.
That's like you hear it and you just kind of stare into space like, what did I just
Did
hear?
I just really hear that?
Yeah.
Open your mouth wide and okay.
Yeah, I don't.
And as
yeah.
Connor just said, there's only one way you take that.
Yeah, sometimes you get tripped up and you word something weirdly. That's just straight up. Like, where are you going with
yeah,
it?
It reminds me of, I heard a radio host one time say he bangs pies. And it was uncomfortable for
Pumpkin pies,
for
to be more specific.
Everybody in the room.
To be
It was
more
un-
specific,
It was
yes.
uncomfortable for the listener. That
I don't
this-
think it was. I think a
this-
lot of listeners agreed that, yeah,
But at the same time, this
eating
radio
a pumpkin
host,
pie is great.
this radio host was nice enough to open
Bang
us up.
those pumpkin pies.
Making me really uncomfortable.
Come on.
We'll just move on. Jesus, ruining the segment here. Birthdays today.
You're doing that all yourself.
Craig Biggio celebrates a birthday today. I will never forgive him. Can you tell me why? It's actually 2 reasons.
I can't recall
And-
I loved watching Craig Biggio hit.
I mean,
Naming his son
Yeah.
Kevin.
yeah,
That's pretty good, Connor.
that's such a baseball name too. Like if you look at the baseball names that were drafted in this year's draft, this year's first round, it's a situation of that kid's either going to be a D-bag or a baseball player. It's one of the two. It's a lot of.
I hope he makes it in baseball.
So
then.
Kevin, he's very good.
Wow.
In 2006, this is the reason I don't like him. In 2006, when he was with the Astros, he had a walk-off off Billy Wagner that cost the Phillies the playoff spot. If they had beaten the Astros one time that year, they would have made the playoffs. They did not because Billy Wagner sucks.
That was here, right?
That was here.
I was covering
I
that
think he
game.
did it again. I think he hit 2 walk-offs that season. Somebody will correct me. Also, speaking of Kevin Biggio, though, his son was drafted by the Phillies out of high school.
Oh yeah,
And
went
he
on
did
to
decline to sign
Yes.
and went on to Notre Dame and got drafted by the Blue Jays and has since become a really good player. And Bob, I don't know if you watch sports, but
I've heard of it.
The Phillies don't have a lot of good players.
No. I do have a story about that. When Biggio hit a home run off of Wagner to win a game, I was covering the Phillies for some reason. I guess I was filling in for our beat guy, and I went down to the clubhouse to talk to Wagner, and I said, I only got 5 minutes. He had a 6-pack of Coors Light in his hands. He goes, all right, I'll give you a quote now. Will you come back and I'll give you more stuff? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I ran upstairs, gave him the quote, ran back downstairs, and me and Billy Wagner had a beer together.
Oh, I can't stand Billy Wagner.
I know you
He's
can't.
one of
That's why I
my
told you the
most
story.
Hated former players out there. When he was with the Mets,
You get so emotional over people you don't
well,
know.
First of all,
you don't know Billy Wagner.
He's a rat because he went to the Mets. That's a fact. It's not even an opinion, it's a fact. Second of all, when I was younger, back when he was with the Mets, It was batting practice, and he was getting razzed by some fans. And he told the fan, come down here and say it to my face or fight me or something. And
Wow.
It was just such a chicken you-know-what move because Billy Wagner knows that the fan can't do that. He knows that the fan... Like, Billy Wagner can go anywhere in the stadium he wants if he wants to, quote, fight the fan and become Tommy Toughnuts. But he's questioning...
Hey.
Connor.
That's
Yeah,
a
he's
Division
really-
III baseball player right there, close to my heart.
Billy
all right?
Wagner can shove
Come
it.
on.
Wow.
He's a rat.
Okay, what else you got, Pat?
Bundy, it's Chris Tarian's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Big shot Bob Covington
Big shot, Bob.
celebrates a birthday today.
Sure he
And,
does.
Bob, it wouldn't be a day after an Eagles game if we didn't mention this man. It's DK Metcalf's birthday today.
Of course it is.
All right.
DK.
So Jamie's out there right now celebrating with
He's
an
on.
IPA.
He's on my You Don't Care fantasy football team also.
It's not just me, it's everybody. And events
wow,
today.
that hurts.
In
I care about it.
1920, the Gipper died.
Oh no!
And then Newt Rockne implored the Notre Dame football team to win one for him, and they did.
Wow. How appropriate is that? Like the guy dies and he has a saying ready to go. Let's win one for the Gipper.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
So that's where it comes from, the Gipper. We talked a little bit about this earlier. In 1947, NASCAR was formed in Daytona, Florida.
Oh, that's why
National
it was in the
Association of
forefront of your
Stock Car
mind.
Auto racing.
Wow, and
Okay.
on the date of that, we give out the prize from the holiday.
How
wheel.
about that?
Right along.
Coincidence?
Look at that.
I think not.
No, it's a coincidence because we spun the wheel and it's on Twitch. The
Maybe we
same
cheated.
in the same 1961, the same year that he broke Babe Ruth's home run record, Roger Maris was denied his request for a raise by the Yankees. Take a guess how much he wanted a year. 1961.
Yeah, I think Babe Ruth was making something outlandish, like 30 grand a year. So I'll say he asked for like 15 grand a year,
Jesus, Bob.
20 grand a year.
I make 15 grand a year. It was $75,000.
Oh, really? Okay.
It wasn't
All
that
right.
much, and they said no. Today is a really
Oh, it was
good
61. I was thinking of Ruth all the way back then. So
Yeah,
that,
no.
okay.
Today's a really good day for Phillies acquisitions. We'll start in 1982. The Phillies acquired Joe Morgan from the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, got him to was with them for a World Series in 83. Yeah,
They lost.
Uh
but
huh.
whatever.
Yes. Yeah, the Weeze kids.
In 1994, the Phillies signed Greg Jeffries to a 4-year, $20 million
He could hit everywhere but here.
deal. Yeah, some people liked him.
Yeah.
Anyway, in 2002,
Wow, you're a hater.
he wasn't very good here.
You don't.
Why would I like players that weren't good here?
You don't know them. You can't say you like them or hate them.
This is the problem.
You make it personal.
That's like, why are people mad at me at social media?
Right.
Mad at
No,
everybody.
here's the problem.
No,
Bob
Connor's right.
gets to know the players because he spent years in the locker room, and I am removed from it. So I don't
God
want.
forbid
I don't
Bob
want to
forms
like
a
these
human
players.
connection with probably nice people.
Yeah, I don't want to.
God
I don't
forbid.
want to get a human connection with Billy Wagner. I don't want to share a beer
Guess
with
what?
the guy.
I don't
like
think
the guy.
Billy Wagner or Greg Jeffries want to have a relationship with you either.
You won't get this reference, Connor. You will. In the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
I saw it
when they're sitting on
the bench.
when they're in the ocean
At that
and
place.
He goes, "Crap, you're cool, man." Like I don't want to ever have that with players I don't like. I don't want to sit there and be like, I want to hate you.
I
But
don't think you
can't.
have to worry about it, to tell you the truth.
Nah,
What's wrong with liking more people than you think you would? Isn't that what you want?
We'll move on.
Believe in humanity?
In 2002, Michael Jordan had his career low in points with 2 while with the Wizards. I think he responded the next night
With like
like
50.
a breakout, but I'm sure that'll be in tomorrow's prep. In 2009, the Phillies acquired Roy Halladay, but they also shipped Cliff Lee to Seattle. Not to worry, Bobby, because on this day, 1 year later, Cliff Lee would return and sign with the mystery team. That's what being a Phillies fan was fun.
That's right.
And that
Are you?
is all it says.
Yes, it is. I have nothing to interrupt you. Great job once again.